The curse of the haunted mansion. In a distant place, where no one dared to go, there stood an abandoned mansion known as the Shadow Manor. Legends surrounded it, and everyone who tried to approach it disappeared without a trace. No one knew its origins or who built it, but it had stood for centuries, towering amidst the dense forests. On a cold night, four adventurous friends, Samar, Layla, Hazem, and Noor, gathered together. They were fascinated by mysterious stories and thrilling adventures, so they decided to explore the cursed mansion. The ominous beginning. Upon reaching the mansion's gate, they immediately sensed something was off, as if the air itself carried the weight of ancient secrets. The iron gate was enormous, with strange carvings that none of them could understand. Layla slowly pushed it open, and it let out a loud, eerie creak that sent chills down their spines. The moment they stepped inside, the gate slammed shut behind them with great force, as if the mansion had decided to trap them within. They exchanged anxious glances, but tried to conceal their fear. Whispers from nowhere. They began wandering through the mansion's corridors, which seemed untouched for decades. The walls were covered in dust, and the paintings hanging on them depicted people whose eyes seemed to follow them wherever they went. As they climbed the grand staircase, they heard faint footsteps behind them. Samar quickly turned around, but there was no one there. "Did you hear that?" he asked, his voice tense. "Yes. It's like someone is following us," Noor whispered. They decided to ignore it and continue exploring, but the sounds didn't stop. Strange whispers in an unknown language echoed around them, making them feel as if they were being watched from all directions. The forbidden room. After minutes of searching, they came across an old wooden door with the words, "Do not open this door." They hesitated, looking at one another. But curiosity got the best of them, and Hazem slowly pushed the door open. The room was completely dark, except for a large mirror standing in the center, reflecting eerie shadows. As they approached, the mirror began to glow with an unnatural light, and an image appeared, a pale old man with coal-black eyes. "You should not have come here," he whispered in a chilling voice. Suddenly, the lights went out, and an unbearable cold filled the room as if unseen spirits surrounded them. The walls started shaking, and terrifying screams emerged from the void. They tried to escape, but the door slammed shut behind them. The impossible escape. Samar attempted to break a window, but it was as solid as stone. "We have to find a way out before something terrible happens," Layla cried. Noor suddenly remembered an old book they had found in a previous room, containing a mysterious incantation written in an ancient language. She quickly flipped through the pages and began reading aloud, hoping it would help. With every word she uttered, the mansion trembled more violently. A furious voice roared, "You will not escape so easily." But Noor kept reading, and as she spoke the final word, the mirror shattered into thousands of pieces. The next thing they knew, they were standing outside the mansion's gate, as if they had never entered at all. The end? Or a new beginning? They stared at each other in shock, unsure of what had truly happened. But they knew one thing for certain, the mansion wasn't just an abandoned house, it was a living entity, watching, waiting, and trapping anyone who dared to uncover its secrets. When they returned to town and told people what had happened, no one believed them. Determined to prove their story, they returned the next day, only to find the place completely empty. The mansion had vanished, as if it had never existed. That night, as they lay in their beds, they all heard the same whisper in their dreams. "We will meet again." If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any new content.